A very good morning. Welcome to Capital FM 99.7. It is the Friday edition of Capital Breakfast. I'm your host, Pualinah Somo, and I'm with my co-host, Doreen Mukanzo. Doreen?
Yes.
Nice show we've had so far.
Yeah, so far so good.
So far so good. And next up, I have been looking forward to this one. Clarion Gaming announced this week that the third installment of Africa's leading gambling exhibition and conference, ICE Africa, will migrate online, running from the 27th to the 29th of October. To talk to us about this conference, on the line from South Africa, we have Naz Fredericks. She's the marketing executive for ICE Africa. Good morning, Naz, and welcome to the show.
Good morning, ladies, and thank you for having me.
Welcome.
Good morning.
You are welcome. Nazli, tell us about ICE Africa. How did it come about? What are the main objectives of this conference?
ICE Africa is the home for African gaming. It is a true opportunity for operators, regulators, and suppliers to unlock opportunities in business growth and investment at the most prestigious event to enter the African gaming continent, which is ICE Africa.
Yeah. And Nazli, this year's event has been moved online due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which has caused significant disruption in many sectors of the economy. How has the African gaming industry been affected by the pandemic?
Well, ladies, since the coronavirus outbreak and totalizers, casinos, bingo halls, and other gambling establishments having been closed and only recently having opened their doors again to the public in the past month or two in South Africa, the traditional gambling industry is facing unapparelled losses. Online gambling sites have reported a surge in activity, though. Okay. Since the national lockdown came into effect on the 27th of March 2020, we have seen a rise of online gaming. While online casinos worldwide have reported a sharp increase in gambling as lockdown periods are extended and financial stresses intensify, analysts do say that people may become increasingly hesitant to spend money on non-essential pastimes such as gambling. And there's also the concern about the slow resumption of business as casinos begin to open their doors as the lockdown ends.
Yeah. And we've got the Women in Gaming campaign, which was launched in 2019. What is this campaign all about? It's all part of this whole thing.
Wow. So the Women in Gaming campaign is very near and dear to me. Coming into the industry when we launched ICE Africa in 2018, the industry only comprised of 20% of females. And I was like, wow, yet these women were phenomenal and fierce. So we decided to create a platform for these women. So the phenomenal ICE Africa Women in Gaming campaign is back. After a very successful Pan-African launch, with over 99% of the ladies who both featured in the campaign, as well as attended the live very first Women in Gaming breakfast at ICE Africa in 2019, highly recommending the campaign, as well as a phenomenal platform which highlights the diverse and phenomenal women in gaming with the African landscape from all verticals of the gaming sector. The campaign this year has kicked off with the reel, highlighting the events from last year, as well as an interview with myself interviewing one of the only female MDs at Clarion events, the MD of Clarion Gaming, Miss Kay Chambers.
Nice.
So our MD at Clarion events is the only female MD at Clarion events, and she actually runs the Clarion Gaming portfolio. Although this year's Women in Gaming campaign will not have a live element in the form of a Women in Gaming breakfast, the campaign will still go ahead with highlighting a diverse cohort of women within the African gaming industry, which will cover very verticals and challenges that women within the industry currently face and that have still yet to overcome. The Women in Gaming campaign is due to be very engaging, informative, inspiring, and motivating during a time, I'm sure that you ladies will agree with me, during a time that the industry needs it the most. We can't interact face to face, and we've got to somehow remain engaged and motivate each other. So this campaign is definitely going to be jam-packed with interviews, with the head of the National Gambling Board, the CEO of FedHasa, and more, which will both happen live and static.
Yeah, that sounds like a very interesting part of it, Nazli. Who will benefit from being a part of this event as a whole? What can the attendees expect from this year's conference?
Wow. So we've been working very hard behind the scenes, doing quite a bit of market research and speaking to stakeholders within the gaming industry on the African continent.
Yeah.
As a lead up to the digital event, we have interviews with the phenomenal women in gaming, as well as a few webinars such as the IMGL Masterclass, which will happen on the 10th of September, which will tackle issues of the rise of online gaming in Africa. The IGB Africa Report 2020 with the live Q&A.
Yeah.
We've got country roundtables. And at the actual digital event, one can expect to learn from major players in the African and international B2B gaming industry about the challenges and opportunities presented in one of the most exciting markets in the world and future-proof their business through knowledge. So the key topics on the agenda will cover regulation, online versus retail, integrated resorts, branding and marketing, as well as getting the right product, sports and esports.
Sure. So it's quite a lot to look forward to. So if we would like to be a part of this, where can we get more information and how do we register for the conference?
Well, you can follow us on some of our social media platforms such as Facebook and LinkedIn, as well as the official ICE Africa website, where you can also register for your attendance at ICE Africa Digital on www.iceafrica.za.com.
Great stuff. Thank you so much, Nazli. All the best with the planning. I can imagine it's a little bit crazy with it going online, all the challenges, but I'm sure all will go well.
Yes, it all is going very well. And even though we cannot physically be together at this time, thankfully, the digital era has enabled us to connect and, help us assist the industry to bounce back beyond tomorrow with ICE Africa Digital.
Definitely. Thank you very much. All the best with this year's conference.
Thank you.
Yes. That was Naz Fredericks, Marketing Executive for ICE Africa, just giving us a little bit of insight on the conference that is happening this year from the 27th to the 29th of October. You can get more information on that on the ICE Africa website if you'd like to be a part of the event.
We never forget that you're important. That's why we talk to you. Capital FM, the talk leader.